All right, ladies and gentlemen, how are you guys doing today on this Wednesday, March the 10th, 2021? Thank you for joining me here tonight for another metallic episode of Music of Destruction. Bringing you the very best in metal-related content right here on YouTube on the only metal channel you need. If you missed anything in the past week, click that eye in the upper right corner of the screen and get caught up on all my latest videos. I'd sincerely appreciate it. If you'd like me to review anything, make suggestions in the comments section down below. No slam, deathcore, metalcore, or modern tech death. I don't enjoy those genres. Please remember to subscribe and turn on that bell so you don't miss anything, man. This is the hardest working metal channel on the platform, bar none. And nobody's going to give it to you the way I do, unbridled, passionate, raw, uncensored, and unfiltered. Alright, so I'd like to welcome you guys to Album Ranking Wednesdays here on the channel once again, and this episode is one I'm sure you're going to love, and this is another subscriber request courtesy of Josh Allen, and he asked me if I would do a Children of Bodom album ranking, and as we all know, Alexi Laiho passed away tragically in December of 2020, so that alone was very tragic, so that's what we're doing here tonight. Now, the lineup in Children of Bodom was as follows. We had Alexi Laiho, vocals and lead guitars, Janne Warman, keyboards, Henkka T. Blacksmith on bass, Jaska W. Raatikainen on drums, and Daniel Freyberg handling the rhythm guitars. Okay, so before we begin the ranking, I'm going to give you guys some background history on Children of Bodom. The group started out in 1993 and released all of their demos as Inearthed. The band faked a split up and then changed their name to Children of Bodom just before the release of Something Wild in order to escape from a record deal with a similar label perceived by the band as a ripoff in order to sign to Spinefarm Records. Now, after the release of Something Wild, Alexi Laiho attempted to commit suicide by overdosing on sleeping pills. He spent a week in a coma before being revived. Now, Janne Warman missed the band's first two European tours in 1998 because he had not yet finished his schooling at this time. Now, Erna Silkvarita filled in on the first tour, and Alexi Laiho's then girlfriend Kimberly Goss replaced him on the second. Alexander Kupala left the band in 2003 in an attempt to be free of the lifestyle that he was then living, saying by having no fun, he was robbing the band of potential. He was replaced by one of Alexi Laiho's guitar idols, R.I.P. Latvala of Finnish thrash metal band Stone. Now, Latvala remained with the band for around 12 years before he was abruptly kicked out in March of 2015. Now, Antti Warman, brother of Janne, filled in for around a year before Daniel Freyberg joined as the official replacement. In the meantime, I Worship Chaos was then recorded with a four-piece lineup. Now, Children of Bodom acquired their name from an infamous unsolved murder that took place in Finland at Lake Bodom in 1960. Four teenagers camping by the lake were brutally attacked in their tent by an unknown assailant. Three died by stabbing and bludgeoning, while the fourth, Nils Gustafsson, survived despite suffering severe injuries. The murders passed into an urban legend, and Gustafsson is said to have claimed that a red-eyed figure, or even the Grim Reaper, was responsible. Now, most of Children of Bodom albums feature at least one song that is directly inspired by the Lake Bodom murders. And the Grim Reaper became an unofficial band mascot, jokingly nicknamed Roy, and has appeared on all of their album covers to date. In 2004, 44 years after the event, the Finnish police arrested Nils Gustafsson on suspicion that he himself had been the murderer. Now, in October of 2005, Gustafsson was acquitted of all charges and compensated by the state, and the murders remain unsolved. Alright, so let's get into the ranking now, shall we? Coming in at number 10, we have Hexed, released in 2019 on Nuclear Blast Records. This one, to me, was kind of a filler album. It was very rushed, very overproduced. It does have some good songs on it, but it's not one of my favorites from Children of Bodom. And I do think they could have done a far better job on this record. Though, if you really think about it, this isn't an absolute dumpster fire of a record. It's just less than a stellar effort, as I do feel there was a lot of uninspiring material on here, but there's still some really good material as well, and I'm going to give this one number 10 on my list. Coming in at number 9, I Worship Chaos, released in 2015 on Nuclear Blast Records. This is one that is slightly improved over Hexed. It's a bit better, the songwriting's a bit better, the atmosphere is a little better, the emotions and lyricism are a lot better on this recording, and it's a decent album for what it is, but I kind of feel like Children of Bodom started going downhill after 2013, so this album is getting number 9. Coming in at number 8, Relentless, Reckless Forever, released in 2011 on Spinefarm Records, and this album is quite decent for what it is. Again, I think Children of Bodom did lose a lot of that steam after 2010, but this is a decent record, and there are some memorable tracks on here that you're going to love. There's some great lyricism and guitar playing by Mr. Alexi Laiho, but it's kind of a meh record for me. It's kind of in the middle, a little bit watered down in places, a little bit too melodic, but still a pretty decent record. Gets number 8, Relentless, Reckless Forever. Coming in at number 7, we have Blood Drunk, released in 2008 on Spinefarm Records. This one is a very big improvement over later releases, and in my opinion, this was their last really, really good effort. Though the rest of them aren't terrible, this one is worth picking up in my opinion, whereas the last 3 I mentioned are kind of just filler records, and you're not really missing much if you don't listen to those or buy them. But Blood Drunk is definitely one that is a lot more thought out. The songwriting is better. It seems like there was a lot more inspiration on this record and a lot better emotion, lyricism, and instrumentation. So yeah, really decent record, number 7, Blood Drunk. Coming in at number 6, Halo of Blood, released in 2013 on Nuclear Blast Records. This was a return to form for Children of Bodom, and I would say this is an amalgam of their first 5 records. It has a lot of the same ingredients, a lot of the same atmosphere, songwriting, lyricism, has improved significantly on this release as opposed to the albums I just talked about. And Halo of Blood is a fucking comeback record for Children of Bodom, and I think it's very, very decent. You definitely want to check out Halo of Blood. Gets number 6. Coming in at number 5, Are You Dead Yet? Released in 2005 on Spinefarm Records. This album, definitely a decent Children of Bodom release. It's powerful, convicted, it's fast, aggressive, melodic, and very emotionally complex. Lyrically, it's got some of Alexi Laiho's best lyrics in my opinion. It's a very good record. Definitely one that you're going to want to headbang to a lot. This record was played live a lot during their tours. A lot of songs on the set list were from this record. It's pretty damn good. Are You Dead Yet? Gets number 5. Coming in at number 4, Hate Crew Death Roll, released in 2003 on Spinefarm Records. In my opinion, this is one of Children of Bodom's most solid offerings. It's fast, it's aggressive, it's heavy, it's melodic, it's power metal brilliance meets melodic death metal. And it's definitely one that has some of Alexi Laiho's most visceral, hateful, angry lyrics. And you can definitely feel those emotions that he's bringing forth on this album. The instrumentation accentuates that and paints those pictures and visions and situations that Alexi is alluding to on this album. Number 4, Hate Crew Death Roll. Coming in at number 3, Follow the Reaper, released in 2000 on Spinefarm Records, a fucking masterpiece. This is one of Children of Bodom's seminal records, and I feel like Follow the Reaper is one of the most innovative albums of 2000. It's one of the most unique and original. It's atmospheric, it's dark, it's heavy, it's aggressive, it's powerful, it's emotional, it's melodic, it's got a lot of those power metal influences, or elements I should say, and influences, and it's got some melodic death metal. And it's some of Alexi Laiho's best lyricism as well, and guitar work on this album, so yeah, absolutely incredible. Number 3, Follow the Reaper. Coming in at number 2, we have their debut, Something Wild, released in 1997 on Spinefarm Records. Very unique album, pretty raw, aggressive, fast, brutal, dark, heavy. Also got some great emotional compositional work on here, some great instrumentation. Definitely an album that I feel is a good debut for 1997. Absolutely stellar effort here from Children of Bodom. Make sure you check out Something Wild. Gets number 2. Coming in at number 1, we have my favorite Children of Bodom record with Hate Breeder, released in 1999 on Spinefarm Records. And this one to me is their best effort. I felt the most connection with this album. Instrumentally, it's their best in my opinion. Emotionally, it's their most in-depth, dark, and intense. This album, I actually got to see them play a lot of the set from when I went to Vaughan in 2007, and I was completely blown away. Now, while I am not a Children of Bodom die-hard freak, I definitely appreciate what this band did for power metal and melodic death metal in general. Coming from Finland, they're one of the best in the game of power metal, and Hatebreeder is an absolute fucking classic. You guys will not regret picking this one up. Most of the albums on this list are worth your attention, though you could avoid the last 3, and you really wouldn't be missing out. So yeah, Hatebreeder gets number 1. Rest in peace to Alexi Laiho. Alright guys, so there you have it. Another album ranking in the books here on the channel. As always, I sincerely hope you guys enjoyed tonight's premiere. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on the bell so you don't miss anything. Twitter and Instagram at Music of Destruction. You can check out my Teespring store. Official merchandise is up. Teespring.com/music-of-destruction. Facebook.com/groups/Music of Destruction. The Seed episode number 31, The History of Thrash Metal Part 1, is up on the Patreon page. If you'd like to support the channel, patreon.com/Music of Destruction. Pick the $5 tier. You will get access for life to all of my podcasts. Your support going to do things like cameras, lighting, green screen, keeping the channel going, and it shows that you appreciate and love the content. Speaking of which, Colton, James, and myself building a studio out in the living room. We got our cameras in. We just have to order the lighting. We've been out playing around with the cameras, getting used to them. We're doing a new channel, Reviews on the Run, movie and game reviews. It's going to be awesome. We're also working on an amateur horror film, so stay tuned and check out this new clip he just made recently.
Sorry guys, looks like I lost him. There's no sign of him anywhere.
And we are back. Thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, share the video. Have an awesome night. We'll see you for Top 15 Thursdays. Have a great night. Cheers, everybody.
I'm